Okay. So let's go ahead and get to the test questions, or homework questions. And it looks like we got several from 1.4. So let me see, put them in order and see if I can get them in some kind of order. All right, I'm going to start from here. And this is, yeah, they're in order. 1.4, 15/6. 1.4. Hold on just a second. I apologize. My mother calls. She don't remember my schedule, so she calls whenever she feels like it. Sorry about that. All right, so here we go. Y'all should be able to see the screen. This is a test question. It says use the given coordinates. So this is where I do both. And the reason I do both is so you have extra practice when you get to the test. You should be very, very knowledgeable about finding the parallel and perpendicular lines. I'm trying to get my, oh, nothing's working this morning. We all know whose fault it is.
The damn Russians.
Yep. So this question says that our line is 7x minus 2y minus 9, or is equal to 9. And we're going to have a parallel line. This is orange, and I got a ray of light coming through. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to have to go over there and fix that. And that is at -8, 9. And then we'll do a green color. Trying to find a darker green. Perpendicular, and that green is -8, 9. Okay. Now, first of all, solve this for y. So -2y is equal to -7x plus 9. Divide by -2, divide by -2, and we get y is equal to 7/2 x minus 9/2. So m is equal to 7/2. Now I want you to, and of course it's not showing it because I don't. Getting a little bit irritated. Will shoot me some cats.
You have a work email. There.
Let me go fix this dadgum. I don't know where it's coming from. I think I do.
This is a very funny thing.
Well, it's not coming from there. It's got to be coming from this other window. Yep. That's where it's coming from. There we go. So, somebody tell me what the orange M is supposed to look like. What's the orange M going to be? Now, we went over this last class, so y'all should know this. And what does the green M, what is it going to be?
Well, the green M should be -2/7.
Good job. And what does the orange M need to be? Okay, somebody's talking on chat. Let me switch over to chat. Hold on. Crap.
They said negative
Sorry.
in chat.
Hold on. I'm going over to chat. Okay. -8. Nope. What do the slopes have to be on parallel lines?
Equal. They gotta be equal.
So if this is 7/2,
It's
what's
7
this
over
one
2.
got to be?
7/2.
There we go. Now, what do you have here? You've got a point and a slope. Here, you've got a point and a slope. So what are we going to use? The point slope equation. Good, class. Plug it in. Thank you. Y minus parentheses equals M times X minus parentheses. Y minus parentheses equals parentheses times X minus parentheses. And the 9 goes here, and the 7/2 goes here, and the -8 goes there. Sorry, it's so bunched up. I should have made the middle one a little bit wider. And the 9 goes here. The -2/7 goes here, and the -8 goes there. And now you're ready to solve for y. So go ahead and do that.
Yeah, top.
Okay, so that's going to be y minus 9 is equal to 7/2 times x plus 8. Y minus 9 is equal to 7/2 x plus, well, that 8 will cancel with that 2, and that'll be a 4, right? So what's 7 plus 4? Or I'm sorry, 7 times 4 is 28. And the final answer is y is equal to 7/2 x. 28 plus 7 is 35. That is the equation for the line that's parallel. Now let's do the green. Y minus 9 is equal to -2/7 times x plus 8. Y minus 9 is equal to -2/7 x minus 16/7. Of course, by now you should have quit because you've got 2 fractions now. So most of you will probably quit. And y is equal to -2/7 x minus 16/7 plus 63/7. And I need somebody to subtract negative 16 plus 63 for me, because I'm not going to do that in my head. Y is equal to negative 2/7 x minus be a plus. What does that come out to be?
Negative 47.
47. So it'd be positive 47 over 7. And that is the equation that is perpendicular to this equation. So now you look back at the handy dandy question and you ask parallel. So parallel would be 7/2 x plus 35. And that, did I miss something?
You did miss something, I think.
28 plus 7. What'd I do?
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to like multiply the fraction out. So you're supposed to multiply both sides by
I did
2.
that. 7 times 8.
Yeah,
What?
but I think before that you're supposed to multiply the fraction like out. So you multiply it by 2. I don't know, but that's what I did for a
Okay.
question similar like this.
All right, somebody tell me what 8 times 7 is. Isn't it 56?
Yes, sir.
56 divided by 2 is 28. Oh, here it is. I decided to switch a 9 to a 7. I love my dyslexia. Okay, what is 28 plus 9? 37, Hubert. I need to take my pills. Sorry about that. Should be 37. I decided to change a 9 into a 7. I suck. Next. That's the answer, 37. Okay. All right, so that's that one. This is 1.4, and that's a good test question. This is probably one too. 1.4, 17/7.
Wait, so I have a question.
Yes.
See, I did one like similar to that, and it made me. I mean, I'd asked it for help, right? So I did the question help thing, and it told me to like multiply the fraction out.
Well, you can. You still get the same answer. I mean, you can multiply it out or you can cancel. It doesn't matter. You still get the same answer.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I was trying to do it, and I couldn't get the same answer, and that's why I was like confused.
Well, did you send it to me?
Well, I didn't, but I didn't need to.
Send it to me. Mr. Abdallah, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was the one talking.
Oh, I thought Mr. Abdallah was talking. I'm sorry.
I am. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, well, I couldn't. Both you and Mr. Justice were both going off and on, so I didn't know who was talking. I'm sorry.
All right, you man. Is it the question that you were working on? Is it 4x minus 9y minus 8?
I think he's asking you, Mr. Abdallah.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Oh, it's
send me the question and I'll go over it.
Okay.
Okay, here, this one is, I'm going to try to make the middle one a little bit wider this time. There we go. And we've got x minus 8y is equal to 7, and I'll put my, there we go. And the orange, I just do it in different colors. That's going to be parallel, and using the point 9 comma negative 6. And the perpendicular is going to be same point, 9, -6. Now again, I'm doing both because that way if you do both, you get extra practice. Okay? I know some of y'all don't like to do extra work. Some of y'all don't like to do that, but it doesn't hurt at all.
Message coming in on secured chat.
I'm fixing to throw this damn phone out on the deck. Sick of it going off. All right. Put it on, and if I put it on silent, I won't hear any calls. It's just a conspiracy. All right, so -8y is equal to -x plus 7. Divide by -8, divide by -8, divide by -8. Y is equal to 1/8 x minus 7/8. So M is equal to 1/8. So what is our orange M equal to?
-8.
Nope.
Oh.
Parallel. What does the
Oh,
M's have to be?
1/8.
It's the
1/8.
same thing.
They have to be equal. Now, for the green M, what would it be? You said it.
Yeah, that's not, yeah, it's -8.
-8. Good job. All right, now do your thing. I'm gonna let you do it. Give you a minute. Do the orange point slope equation and do the green point slope equation. Y'all are learning this because I'm doing it in different colors. That's why y'all are learning it. If I didn't do it in different colors, y'all would be confused. So I guess it's okay to get your hair done now without a mask.
Hey, I saw that with Pelosi.
Just do what I do as I say, not as I do. You know, I used to think that the most evil woman on earth was Hillary Clinton. I'm starting to think it's Pelosi and Clinton. So y minus a -6 is equal to 1/8 times x minus 9. Well, x minus 9. And y minus a -6, -8 times x minus 9. Y plus 6 is equal to 1/8 times x minus 9. Y plus 6 is equal to 1/8 x minus 9/8. Bring the 6 over as 48/8. And y is equal to 1/8 x minus 57/8. Okay, do the green. I've got a phone call to answer right quick. Sorry about that. I had my boss just called and I had to talk to her about something. COVID/classes, and I'm sorry. All right, so here we go. Y plus 6 is equal to -8 times x minus 9. Y plus 6 is equal to -8x plus 72. And y is equal to -8x. 72 minus 6 is 66, isn't it? Yeah, Hubert. No, Hubert. Thank you, class. Appreciate the input. Y'all just not going to talk to me. You got mad at me and now you're not talking to me. Is that what it is? That's okay. Get the silent treatment. I'm used to that. I was married for 20 years, so I know what the silent treatment is.
Oh my gosh.
That's why men should not get married till they're 35. It's true. They shouldn't. All right. We need perpendicular. That's negative y is equal to -8x plus 66. I don't know that 66 is right or not because y'all wouldn't talk to me. So it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 5 minutes after I type in the answer. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know who said that. Okay. No, Mr. Melnick. All right, so that's that one. Let's see the question. Did y'all send me that question? Is this it? 1.4, 15/6. Y'all sending some good test questions. I mean, these are all test questions, so that's good.
Wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, actually, I had gone over it, and you're right. If you just multiply it by itself, it works the same. I was
Okay.
wrong. I don't know why I was confused.
So you don't need me to go over it?
Well, no, you shouldn't. I'm not.
Yeah, I can go over it for the rest of the class because they probably wouldn't mind doing a couple of these because they suck at it.
Yep, fair enough.
So somebody might want to go over it because they're not good at it. So here we go. So 7x minus 5y, 7x minus 5y is equal to 4. And we want a orange parallel going through -1, 2. And a green perpendicular going through -1, 2. All right, so the first thing we do is solve for y. -5y is equal to -7x plus 4. Divide by -5. Divide by -5. Divide by -5. Y is equal to 7/5 x minus 4/5. M is equal to 7/5. Therefore, somebody tell me what the orange M is.
7/5.
I don't believe it. We're catching on. And therefore,
-5/7.
negative what?
5/7.
-5/7.
It is amazing. Y'all are just amazing me. Do you feel good about yourselves?
No.
You don't? You feel bad? Well, you can always quit and live in a box in a ditch down by the river. Anybody ever, y'all know well, forget it. I better not say that because somebody will be offended.
Why?
Y minus parentheses equals parentheses times x minus parentheses. And I don't know why this thing keeps turning. Y minus parentheses equals parentheses times X minus parentheses. Okay, go to it. Y'all should be able to knock this one out by now. I mean, we just, let's see, how many did we do? 1, 2, this is our third. Yeah, this is our third problem. So by 3, y'all should be able to get this one. Oh, vodka before 11 o'clock, just rough stuff. That's a joke. Actually, I don't drink vodka. I drink bourbon. So that's not, I can't handle that. Vodka just don't have any. It's just tastes like gasoline. So y minus 2, I'm going to fill it out for you, is 7/5 x minus a -1. And then y minus 2, -5/7 x minus a -1. Give you another minute or two to finish it. So that'll be y minus 2 is equal to 7/5 times x plus 1. Y minus 2 is equal to 7/5 x plus 7/5. And bring the 10/5 over. So your final answer is y is equal to 7/5 x plus 17/5. Have you noticed anything about the way I do these problems? -5/7 times x plus 1. Anybody? Anybody noticed any particular, anything about the way that I do these problems? I've done 3 of them now.
How do you turn it into a fraction as soon as you add it to the next side?
Well, that could be it. But what do you notice about not just the numbers, but the method? What do you notice about the method that I do? Step by what? Step by what? Step by step. Why? Well, some of y'all, this is how y'all try to do things. This is your notebook paper lines right here. And you write the, let's say, -1, 2, and then 7x minus 5y minus 4 is equal to 0. And you try to do it in 3 lines. That's what y'all try to do. Okay? Stuff like this cannot be done in your head, and it cannot be done in 3 lines. And it sure as heck can't be done the next line. Okay? And usually I'm talking to the guys. Okay? Because the guys, they think they can do math in their head and on 1 line. Okay? You can't. There's some things that you do step by step and some things that you can do mentally. This is not one of them. So if you're one of those people that's got a mess on your notebook paper because you're trying to do it in 2 steps, then you're missing the boat and the train. So y minus 2 is equal to negative 5/7 x minus 5/7, and then add 14/7. And your final answer is y is equal to negative 5/7 x minus 5 plus 14. I would say 9. Help me out there.
9.
9/7. And this one says parallel. So the 7/5 plus 17/5, and that's the correct answer. It didn't. Okay. And that takes care of those 2. This is 1.4, 27/11. 27/11. Okay, it says for the function y is equal to, compute the rate of change between -5 and x to the 4, and x is equal to 4. Okay, so first of all, we're not going to do anything right yet. We're going to draw this because we need to see what it looks like. We know that the function looks like this. I'm only concerned with the first quadrant because it said, oh, negative, darn it. I didn't see the negative. There's f of x is equal to x squared. And they want to know average rate of change between -5 and +4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And +4. So they want to know what the function is doing, and we know that it's decreasing from -4 to 0. And then what is it doing from 0 to 4? -5 to 0. And then what is it doing from 0 to 4? It's increasing. So we know the values are increasing from 0 to 4 and decreasing from -5 to 0. We know that much without even doing anything. Okay. Now, I don't know if we're supposed to cover the difference quotient. Did I say anything about holding off on x plus h? Let's see if they want me to do x plus h. I think this is the difference quotient. Yep, it is. I thought that's where we were going next. Okay, now this is where I left off of 1.4, and I'm going to kind of scoot over to another page right quick. We're going to come back to this question. And I'm going to talk about the difference quotient. What is the difference quotient? Well, you know, a lot of math books, they like to use big words, right? Difference quotient. Big word, isn't it? But what is it? Well, I'm going to draw a first quadrant curve. Well, not a curve because you ain't in calculus yet. Well, you could. Yeah, we're going to do a curve. And there's your curve right there. And they've got a point right here and a point right here. So we're going to call this point A and call this point B. No, we're going to call this point X, and we're going to call this point X plus H. And of course, this is, you could say X plus D, because this is the distance between these 2 points is H. I'm going to draw that. We'll draw that in another color, like yellow. Let me get that nasty looking yellow that y'all can see. Okay. The difference between X and X plus H is H. So X plus H is going to be that right there. Everybody with me? Well, somebody tell me what this value is right here. Somebody tell me what that value is right there. Well, it's not Y because we can't talk redneck. We got to use sophisticated terminology. So we can't call it Y anymore. So what do we call it? F of X. Instead, this is not F of X. This is F of X right here. F of X. And this is F of X plus H. Everybody with me? If you want to write it in terms of pre-algebra, X plus H, and you could say Y of X plus H. Okay, that's the way we did it a long time ago. Okay, now we're doing it like this. All right, I want somebody, well, I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw a red line. I don't use red, so I'm going to use magenta. A red line between these 2 points. Now we've got a linear relation to these 2 points on the curve. Everybody with me? How can I find the slope of that magenta line? Somebody tell me. We know that M is equal to delta Y over delta X, which is Y sub 2 minus Y sub 1 over X sub 2 minus X sub 1. So somebody tell me how we find, there's my parentheses that I use. What's the slope of this line? We don't have numbers, we have letters. I want you to plug in the letters. Somebody tell me, if you want to, let's make this point X, comma, F of X. Put parentheses around it. And this point is X plus H, comma, F of X plus H. And that's that point. So somebody plug and chug for me and tell me what the slope of that magenta line is. Anybody want to take a stab at it? Okay, somebody tell me what Y sub 2 is. That means I want y'all to say something. I mean, Y sub 2. Read from left to right.
F.
F
X
of what?
plus H.
F of X plus H. And what's my Y sub 1?
F of X.
F of X. And what's my X sub 1? I'm sorry. What's my X sub 2?
X plus
X plus H.
And what's my X sub 1?
X.
Now simplify. Now let's simplify. F of x plus h minus f of x over, what happens to the x's? What's x minus x?
Cancel out.
They cancel out. Let me get my red marker, which is going to clash with this magenta, but that's okay. They cancel, and that leaves h. And what, somebody tell me what this is. That's called the difference quotient. So I want somebody to tell me what is a layman's redneck term for difference quotient.
Slope.
The slope. So the difference quotient is a 25-cent word for slope. This is what your first unit test in calculus is based on. This is going to be on your first unit test right here. So if you suck at it now, you're going to suck at it in your first unit test. So you got to make sure you know how to use this. Now, let's go over some things that we learned in functions last class. What does this mean? When I give you f of 3, what does that mean?
Y is 3.
That means you're going to plug what? Plug 3 into the what? Into the function, right? What if I give you f of -2? Then I'm going to plug -2 into the what? Function. So whatever's in these parentheses is what I'm going to plug into the function. Does everybody agree with that? Just one person needs to say yes. Yes. Thank you. Appreciate that. I know I'm asking a lot for the class to interact with me. I know that's awful. So we've got slope is equal to f of x plus h minus f of x over h. Now, in calculus, you're going, and I'm just telling you this for your information. You don't have to write this down. In calculus, you're going to apply this to what we call the limit theory. And this little bit of algebra right here, plus the limit theory, is equal to calculus. And you're going to be, unit 1 test is going to be based on this guy right here. Now, how do you use the difference quotient? Difference quotient. So you can impress your friends by using the word difference quotient instead of slope. Okay? All right, now this problem right here says f of x is equal to x squared. That function right there. F of x is equal to x squared. So that means that x squared I'm going to plug in right here. But what do I plug into the function on this part? I'm going to put brackets around this.
Nothing. You don't plug in anything.
Yeah.
I plug x plus h into the function.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so here I'm going to rewrite this, and I'm going to put my first set of brackets right here. And I'm going to put parentheses squared. Because that's squared. I'm going to plug something in. Minus, what is f of x? X squared. Over h. And I'm going to plug x plus h right here. Now I'm plugging that in. I'm going to take my highlighter. Or are you going to plug in x plus h every single time when you do one of these problems? Yes, because that's what the difference quotient is. Now, you've got shortcut number 1 that I told you you had to learn. So that's going to give us m is equal to x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus x squared over h. And what happens to the x squareds?
Cancel out.
Is this going to happen all the time? Yes.
Okay.
And the only thing that will be left is terms with h in them most of the time. And then you can factor out a h on the top, and that will leave 2x plus h over h, and the h's cancel. So the slope of our line is equal to 2x plus h.
Cool.
Now that's all algebra. Now in calculus, you're going to apply the limit theory, and I'm just going to show you this for your own information, and I'm going to do it in pink because I want you to realize that this is for your information. For your information, I'm going to plug in limit as h approaches 0. And that's going to do away with this term, and you're left with m is equal to 2x. And that's what you're going to be doing in calculus. So the pink is you're not responsible for what's in pink. Okay? But that's where you're heading with this. Now, that is this right here, and I want you to write this down. This right here is the equation for the slope at any point. The equation of the slope at any point. So let's take back let's go back to our handy dandy origami time. So if I have a point at -3, what is the slope of a line that's tangent? What is the slope of that line? Well, 2 times -3 is what? And -6 is the slope of that black line. What about at +3? 2 times 3 is +6, and 6 is the slope of that line. That's where you're heading with this. Now, the reason I'm showing you all this is because of the difference quotient. Right there at the top. Okay, because I think where they're heading with this is the difference quotient. I think that's where they're going with this problem. So hopefully everybody's got that written down. Should you have this with all kinds of different highlighters around it? Yes. Should you have boxes around it? Yes. Should you have stars behind it, beside it? Yes. And yes, I will test the heck out of you on this because you know I'm going to give you at least 3 or 4 of these on the test. Okay, with that being said, let's go back to the question. And I need to look and see where they're heading with this question because I don't want to do too much. I don't want to put too much calculus. There's the difference quotient right there. Okay. Okay, they want you to plug and chug. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then plug the numbers back in, and that's going to be 16 minus 4. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Okay, so with that being said, they're doing the elementary way. So let's go ahead and draw a picture. And I did it wrong again. Let me use the one that, no, I don't want to use that one. Let me draw a picture. I don't like the way the question is worded. What they should do is they should say -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what they should do is draw a line between those 2 points because that's what they're asking. Does everybody see what I'm talking about? Because the way the question is worded, it just says between -5 and 4. That's misleading. What they should say is for the function y is equal to x squared, compute the average rate of change. Write down average rate of change is equal to the slope. Let's write that down. Average rate of change is another way to write the slope. So you need to write that down because you're in business, and most of the time when you're in business and marketing, when you see rate of change, that means slope. It would be better if they'd say compute the rate of change or compute the slope on the line between -5 and x is equal to 4. So we're going to need a y here, and we're going to need a y here. So here, y is equal to -5, x is equal to -5. So f of x is equal to x squared. And I'm just going to go back to pre-algebra. Hold on. I'm just going to go back to pre-algebra. And I'm going to put a x here and a y here. I'm going to put a -5 here. And I'm going to put a +4 here. And -5 squared is 25. And 4 squared is 16. So this point is -5, comma, 25. And this point is 4, comma, 16. Somebody tell me what the slope is. What's the formula for slope? Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, which is equal to parentheses minus parentheses over parentheses minus parentheses. We got 2 points. Which way do we read? Left to right. So this is x sub 1, y sub 1. This is x sub 2, y sub 2. Plug and chug, finish it. That's right, Miss Sanchez. We read from left to right. So 16 minus 25 over 4 minus a -5. 16 minus 25, I have no idea. 9, -9, help me out. I think that's 9.
Yeah, you're right.
-9 over 4 plus 5 is 9. Oh my gosh, -1. And that's your slope. Now you're going to be heading toward that difference quotient somewhere in this section. So that's why I went ahead and showed that to you with this problem. So your answer should be -1. And do we feel good about ourselves? Yes, we do. That was a good test question. 109, 109. I think that was that one. I think that was, yeah, that was that one. I think. Delete. 1.427/11. Is that the same one? Yep. But we'll do it again, because this is technically our class today, these two homework problems. So here we go. We've got a parabola. And that parabola, y is equal to x squared. F of x is equal to x squared. I need you to mute, please. I'm getting feedback. Thank you. And that's going to give us x is equal to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 10. Why they do stuff like this? Okay, so they want this line right here. What is the slope of that pink line? Okay, here we go. So we know that this is 9 and this is 10. So we're going to find our points according to the function. So put our handy dandy pre-algebra way back in the day. 9, 10, 81, and 100. So we know this point is 9, 81. We know this point is 10, 100. Which way do we read? Left to right. That's x sub 1, y sub 1. That's x sub 2, y sub 2. M is equal to parentheses minus parentheses over parentheses minus parentheses, and that one is dead. So y sub 2 is 100. Y sub 1 is 81. 10 and 9. 100 minus 81 is 19 over 1. M is equal to 19. And I bet you $1, some of y'all looked at this question and you like went, I don't know how to do this. Well, that's the way it's worded. 19 is your answer. .4 1.433/13. And there is our difference quotient. So you might as well just go ahead and quit, right? Yep. Go ahead and quit. M is equal to f of x plus h minus f of x over h. And f of x is equal to 33 minus 18x. 33 minus 18x. So the first thing I'm going to do, there's 2 or 3 things I'm going to do first before I even start. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in pink brackets. And I'm going to put this in green brackets. Okay, I've already got f of x. It's right here. There's f of x right there. So I've already got that. I need f of x plus h. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put brackets here. And I'm going to rewrite my problem, my function, 33 minus 18 times parentheses. And then, of course, I'm going to minus my green marker, and that's just going to be 33 minus 18x, because that's f of x. F of x is that. So I just will put that there. And then draw a line over h. And what goes in this spot right here?
In which spot?
Huh?
H? Is that what you would?
Not h, but what?
X plus h.
X plus h. You got to plug that in. All right, now it's just an algebra problem. I'm going to give y'all a minute. Put y'all on stopwatch. Give y'all more pressure so you'll quit. Don't time make y'all spaz out. So give y'all a minute. And if you can't do it, just mark it up as what? Failure. Okay, that's 30 seconds. Give you another 30. Okay, the stopwatch says if they're not finished with the problem, they're a failure. That's what the stopwatch says. Hopefully prove it wrong. So 33 brackets, pink brackets, and green brackets. So y'all wouldn't be able to do this problem if I didn't use these colors, would you? Maybe I need an overhead projector. Maybe that's what I need. So 33 minus 18x minus 18h minus, and I'm going to leave this in the brackets, 33 minus 18x. Now I got to distribute that negative. Is this a problem? Yes. That negative right there is one of the biggest problems that you students face on a test. That negative right there. Remember, that negative don't just go to the front number. It also goes to what? The second number. So that negative 18x is going to change, whereas most of you will put a negative 18x on the answer. And it's not. It's positive 18x. So 33 minus 18x minus 18h minus 33 plus 18x over h. Remember what I told you. The single terms are going to cancel and leave you with the h terms. Let me get my red marker. The 33's cancel. The 18x's cancel. And you're left with the h terms. This is a good gauge to tell you if you know what you're doing. If you get down to this point and nothing cancels, then you've done something what? Wrong. The answer, oops, I forgot to cancel that h out. The answer is negative 18. And yes, there will be 4 or 5 of these on the test.
That wasn't
So
that
you
hard.
might, what?
I said that wasn't that hard of a question once you explained it. Like,
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I know teachers that are teaching right now that can lobotomize you on this question. I guarantee you some of you have had this before and you didn't know what the hell you were doing. You're finding the slope. Tried doing it in my head. Yeah. No, you're a female. Females don't try to do that. It's the males that try to do that. Not in just this class, in all my classes. And there's always a male in the group that thinks they're Einstein. All right, we don't have time to do one more because y'all start convulsing. So let me go ahead and shut this down. That's what do we say? It's 18, negative 18. And look at there, we got it right. All right, so that takes care of that. I've already taken the roll. I've already knocked these out. And I don't answer these newsletters, so I'll take that out too. So it looks like we got some more questions to go over. Continue to work on 1.4, and we will work on these questions Tuesday, okay? You got all weekend to finish chapter 1. Get it done. And I'm going to shut her down and shut down. I've already taken the roll, so I don't think anybody showed up different. No, I'm looking for Miss. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see, Miss Snyder. Hold on a second. Attendance. I mean, some of y'all that know you've been here, y'all can go ahead and get out if you want to. Let me shut down the recording. Y'all have a good weekend.